Hey guys, what's going on? Talking Flicks here, and today we're back with another versus movie video. It is between two MCU films, between the two biggest characters in the MCU, and between their starter films. These films are Iron Man versus Captain America, the First Avenger. They shall battle to the death in an epic duel. First things first, this is a spoiler review, but without further ado, we should get into the magnitude and epicness that will be Iron Man versus Captain America, the First Avenger. Once they battle in Okay guys, now we're back and we're gonna get into the meat of this versus video, and it's gonna be an epic grand battle here. So let's begin with the heroes here. And I'm just gonna be straight up here. I love the heroes in both films. Oh gosh, now was the voice correct, please forgive me. But it was not the easiest choice, but honestly kind of was because I had it in my head pretty much preset. So let's start with Iron Man here. Iron Man's arc is so powerful from beginning to end, especially not just from this film, but from Iron Man all the way down to Endgame. He has arguably the best arc. If it's not Iron Man that has the best arc, especially with Yinsen here, this scene in the cave pays off so well, just every scene. But if it's not Iron Man that has the best arc, then it's Captain America that has the best arc, because both of them have seriously such powerful arcs. They're so good, and I love both of their characters so much. And I just love the goodness of Steve Rogers. I think he's a great character. And just, he's different to all the other superheroes because he has the goodness. Everyone has some sort of tragic backstory. Steve Rogers doesn't have that until the end of the film, unfortunately. But if we're talking side characters, you got Pepper, Rhodey, and the first Iron Man. They're both really good characters. I like them a lot, even though Rhodey does get recast in the future. But then you have Peggy Carter, probably my favorite love interest in the franchise. And you got Tommy Lee Jones, who's great. Saying Tucci, but I have to go to Iron Man. I think it is overall the better character, overall the better arc. I love Captain America, but in this film I like Iron Man more. But now we have to get to the villains. Apologies for it being a bit rushed. So none of these honestly have that great villains. I'm not a big fan of either of the villains, but the thing about Iron Man is that Ironmonger just turns bad way too quickly. Obadiah just goes from good to bad, just like snap immediately. And Red Skull, the thing about Red Skull that he has going for him is that even though he's kind of just generic, is that he's played by Hugo Weaving, and Hugo Weaving knocks it out of the park with his performance. He's really good. Jeff Bridges does really good as well with what he has, but I think the thing about Hugo Weaving, I think he did a better performance overall, and that's why I prefer Captain America: The First Avengers villain. All right, so let's get into the story of both of these films, and this is probably gonna be the longest segment here, which is honestly not saying much because none of these are really all that long. But Iron Man's story, it's pretty simple. Guy does bad things, then gets, tortured in an Afghanistan cave, of course, and then becomes good and makes Iron Man suit and fights a big iron bad guy. It's just like every film, of course. But, it's a simple enough story, but the execution is very solid on it. And then with Captain America, I love that origin story so much. If the rest of the movie was as good as that first hour, then this might be a top 5 favorite MCU film for me. I said this in my review as well. But I love Captain America's origin story. It's so good. I love seeing him become Captain America and how he deserved this. And it just feels so good seeing him earn this. And I just love that so much about his character. I think he's such a great character as well. And the story really prevails because of it. But in the second half, it wants to focus more on World War II, be more like a World War II sort of movie. And it just doesn't work as well because I feel like the movie doesn't get enough time to do that. Because, it has about the first hour of the origin story, and the last half hour of the final battle, and then there's that in-between section. That's meant to be World War II, and it's not enough time Unfortunately, to flesh that out, I felt like it would have been better if they just did 2 movies, you know? But unfortunately, they did not have enough time to do that, so I felt like the story of Captain America: The First Avenger suffered for that. And Iron Man's story is overall more tighter, even though the third act does fumble a bit, it's overall better. So yeah, Iron Man took the point. But now we get to the music in both films, you know, the score, the soundtrack. Now, Iron Man does just use AC/DC, and there's nothing I can, which it's an unfair advantage to Iron Man. But we're talking about the scores here. The score for Iron Man 1 is good, but not amazing. It's fine. It works well for the film, but it's not the most memorable score ever. Like, I don't remember the score in this scene here, in this final battle. But Captain America: The First Avenger does have not the best soundtrack, but a very good score, and some catchy 1940s sort of songs in there. And so, the songs really help with the aesthetic they build, and so the score is really great. Whenever you hear that score, you immediately think Captain America. That's how well Alan Silvestri did with the score here. He's a very good composer, and just they've used this more in future movies, and just works so well in those movies as well. So this one goes to Captain America. Alright, now we're getting into the final category, and that is the action. One of, if not the most important category, because if a movie has good action, then you're gonna get some pretty good entertainment value. So Iron Man has some great action. This scene where he gets out of the cave, so very satisfying. When he blows up the tank, that's freaking awesome. And when he goes to Afghanistan, saves the kids and everything, really love that action sequence. And then you get to the final battle, which is the weakest action scene in the movie, but it's not bad. It's pretty good. It's not the worst thing ever. And then Captain America's action, it's fine. It's pretty good for what the movie is going for, but overall, it's not amazing. You know, it's not like, wow, this is so cool. And then again, neither is Iron Man's. But I feel like the Iron Man actions overall better choreographed, more intense visuals, better visuals overall, and just I felt more, almost more not necessarily more passion behind it, because I definitely felt passion behind Captain America, but you know, it felt almost harder to make. I don't really know how to describe it, but it felt better. I do think Iron Man overall had better action here. Sorry guys, I had to go quiet for a second, but Iron Man takes this point. And so the winner of the fight is Iron Man, and it's well deserved. Iron Man is an awesome movie, really love it. And so, in conclusion, both of these movies are really good, honestly. I really like both of these movies. And just so, 93% for Iron Man, it's an awesome movie, and Captain America here gets an 87%, and I think it's a great film. The reason for Captain America's low score is, you know, the story, and honestly, Red Skull isn't even that great of a villain, even though it got the point. Neither of them had that great villains. And also, Steve Rogers, you know, he gets more interesting as a character in the future. I love him both. I love him right now, but I think he gets better in the future. So just a few criticism here that knock Captain America a bit further back. And honestly, I love Captain America: First Avenger more than most people do. But overall, love both movies. I'm not talking about Iron Man as much because I have a review for Iron Man. I have another versus video with Iron Man. Don't need to talk about it as much. And so, yeah, I love both movies, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please let me know what other videos you would like to see down in the comment section below. Subscribe, check out some past videos I've done, and look forward to some future content I'm going to do. And thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you guys in the next video. This is going to be a long month for me because I plan a lot of content coming out this month, so look forward to that. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.